reach
I
for
mean,
Geek
like
Fam.
Nolan is still potentially very dangerous, but
That's
I
true.
don't hate it.
Yeah, because the thing with Claude is that you suffer from Body of Smith, and Ruby is also very tanky. You want to burst the Ruby and not like allow it to kind of ramp up.
And also,
So
you
it's
kind of need, you kind of need to take the Lilia down. You need to make her,
Yeah.
force her to use her black shoes. But that being, you just called for the Nixia,
Yeah,
and it happened.
I wonder why.
Hmm.
I was able to.
Is
pick up
he
You should
too
try
good
it
at
for a
what
team.
he's doing?
You should try
You
it for a
think?
team.
You think?
Yeah.
You think
I
so?
I feel like you do have the potential. But speaking of potential, after seeing the drafts, Wolf, your initial impression for both teams, is it going to be more balanced or more one-sided? Like, especially now since we see the numbers.
Phew, okay. I think it's balanced. Maybe the only hero that's kind of out of place is the Grok, but at the same, and I'm saying that because there's Lilia, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But Lilia is a problem for a roam Grok because of the amount of damage that it can output to the Grok. But obviously, like there's Iksha that kind of forces Nolan to go back. I think Joy is still a pretty good hero. Despite the fact it's more late game, I would say, for the side of Homeboys, or early game for the side of Geek Fam. So, in general, I would say this is a quote-unquote balanced draft between two teams.
Well, both teams have done it all the way up until now. This is their moment to be or not to be better than great, or to be unable to compete with the best of the best. Team Homeboys goes up against Team Geek, and look at Zorn. He's just going to annoy Neil at the early game. He will take the retribution out. He didn't take that retribution out, but he might lose his life. That's too early. That's too early. That's too early. First blood for Team Geek, fam.
Hey, you know what? You did say Homeboys plays 4v5, so this should not bother them, right, Wolf?
Yeah, for sure. They did kind of force out some rotations from a boy, and the flicker was also expended. But they didn't stop the farm from Nail. And the only good thing here is that Chibi is uncontested. So the Joy having a great time in the early game, that's always a good sign.
So right now, honestly, the way that Homeboys is playing the game is really for Zorn to slow down everyone from Geek Fam, giving an advantage to Chibi, but right now Zorn.
Not having that flicker will punish him so hard. Zorn goes down, but he might just lose many bodies. Chibi manages to get that kill alongside with Warlord. The tie. Everything, it's 1-1.
Yep.
2-1. Oh, they tied the team fight, but not the score.
Yeah, but Chibi getting level 4 and getting a kill means that I believe that in the first turtle fight, he might be level 5. Nail, fortunately, though, 1-0-1. The fact that he didn't die, though, that's a massive escape coming out from Geek Fam.
Right now, honestly, it is going to see Homeboys, the way that they play throughout is controlling the river. They want to make sure they secure the turtles, the lords, and then translating all of those advantages to team fight victories on the side lane, and then eventually just dropping all of the turrets down. With this kind of setup, well, do you think that they can do it, especially now, Senpai at the top lane? It looks like he's struggling just a little bit.
He's running for his life, but oh, he just made it in time. Team Homeboys goes back, and they will lose.
Well, they
Sipat
did
for the turtle.
They did force out the final slash, but also the ultimate coming out from a boy. And I think that Sepat has a lower cooldown, but they weren't able to get into position for the fast turtle of Geek Fam.
Yeah, Zorn cannot just escape. His flicker being burned early is just punished so hard.
Right now, honestly, it looks like Homeboys, they have to slow down their pacing. Now, honestly, Wolf, is it fine for them to slow down, or is this a big detriment for them? Should this draft be working a little bit faster?
Homeboys, I think no. Geek Fam definitely yes, because they want to take advantage of their early game composition. I would say Homeboys, though, it's not about like speed. Obviously, they can scale the game. It's not about just the speed, but the fact that they have to take care of Ryzo. If Ryzo's flicker is always forced out, if he's not able to farm, then it wouldn't matter for Homeboys whether or not they have a better scaling.
I just like, even though Zorn is public enemy #1, whenever he TPs, I can hear the crowd wooing. Like, oh, it's TPing. What an amazing thing to do.
There are a significant amount of people who adore Zorn and kind of like what he's doing.
What about you, Yasu? You like what he's doing?
Actually, I have rooted for him to be one of the best, if not the best roamer in this tournament. But look here, we have Chibi melting down. Oh, what a really bad flicker punished out. Luke is out for Team Homeboys.
You can see in his head, he is trying to think, oh, Warlock!
damage, Neil. What was that damage? But look at Bruno. Bruno's also bursting. Razel down. Double kill from Neil. He's just a Soul Reaper at this moment.
Oh my god. You know, Kyrie is a prodigy for sure, young prodigy. So is Krautizi. I think the next in line probably is Nael, if not Super Ken. And Nael just showed us how good he is, the mechanics. And of course, he also showed us how OP Nolan is. That hero is OP.
Oh, that
Insane.
hero is really strong. The only thing that's holding him back is just that people are starting to figure out how much damage he can output and then having the phobias. But now we see in M5, a lot of phobias are getting banned out.
Yep.
The electrifying beast must be triggered by Chibi, but just in the time to do so. Paloyski is trying to find that opening, is trying to find his way through. A window can be created for Team Geek, found by the final slash here, and Zorn with a flicker ultimate manages to make everyone in a crowd control position. No one can move. When Zorn speaks, look at Chibi. He might get Paloyski, but he decides to go back. Luke goes back as well. No casualties, only a turtle is down for the side of Team Homeboys.
It's going to be really good for Homeboys, but they did give so much outer turret energy shields for Marquee. Maybe that's the only part where Geek Fam had an advantage, but man, Homeboys.
But this is part of the reason why we were talking about how Bruno was heavily prioritized by the teams, just because you leave Bruno for just a bit,
Yep.
and then he just way too much damage for the amount of levels that he has.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. Like, if he's not there, it's actually a bigger problem that he's not there.
Right, in the early stages, right?
Right.
Like, because it means if it's a 4v5 scenario, that means
You're
that you
losing
give-
somewhere.
Exactly, no chibi.
You might also lose your life here, but they managed to make a hook. Look at the Paloyski. He managed to make Nail escape. And Zorn is actually now in his comfort zone. Recalling, likes, that's Zorn.
No, here's the thing. If he has the wild charge, he's more confident.
Uh-huh.
Because even if he doesn't have the flicker,
Yep.
he can just bulldoze away.
How great is this? He's facing Geek Family's former organization. He pops the well played bro sticker.
No. Do it the Zorn way.
Well played, bro.
Exactly.
It's great. And I
You're
think
great.
He is the only one that can
You are
actually do
better
it.
than great.
You are
Oh,
better than great.
Thank you. I hope my mom hears that. Anyways, Rizel now down in the bottom lane. Homeboys, they're losing, but not by much. Only the difference is like 500 gold.
I have a question for you, Wolf. What can make everything turn around for the side of Team Geek Pack? But before we answer that question, let's see Chibi melting down Apoy, making him use his black shoes. What can Geek Fam bring up to the table?
The Lord Dance. I think if we lead up to 8 minutes where Geek Fam has a lot of farm and Marquee, he gets the first Lord Dance, they win it, they take over. And then afterwards, Lord number 2, he has the Wind of Nature already. There's not much that Homeboys can do. So, yeah, it's the Lord Dance timing that we're looking for.
Yeah, after melting Chibi down, they know that there is no contestant whatsoever. Zorn is being hooked to the back line using it.
Oh!
But look at the bounty zone with the flicker. They are committed. He takes
Oh
Zorn
my
down.
God.
The Zorn way flicker ultimates. Recall.
What is Zorn thing to do?
Yeah, that's our
He
thing.
could have survived.
What do you call recalling in what do you because I know that in Indonesia they call it like tas. In
Same.
the Philippines like TP. So what?
Same as Indonesia.
Tas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we just say recall.
Recall.
We don't say TP that much, honestly.
Yeah,
in Malaysia we don't
it's a
say
very Filipino thing
Yeah.
actually.
Anyways, going back into this game, I was talking about the goal lead wasn't that far, but now it's 1.3k goal lead for Geek Fam. Especially now that they have the Bruno, should they be start to moving together to make sure that they can basically grab all of the
Yes.
neutral objectives? Because right now, even though it's 7 minutes into the game, no team has gotten a turret just yet.
Yep. Okay, so to answer your question, yes, Lord Dance should be the next priority for Geek Fam. And like I said, first Lord Dance, they will not have the Win of Nature, but they will get it the second time. And it is their way to kind of match up against Rizel. Maybe another big item that they're looking for is the third item for Nail, because that means that they can burst down the member. Oh!
Uses that immortality really clever.
Yeah, right now
Ooh.
Zorn is opening the map, giving vision for Homeboys, but at this point of the game, it is very dangerous for Zorn to be honestly showing his face, even though he does have the wild charge, but what are you going to use it for? Because you're just giving space for Rizel, but Rizel looks like he's not there yet. He's not really able to 1v5 the team just yet.
Yeah. It will be a big ticket combo later on with the charge plus the ultimate of the Ixia. Then you mix in the ultimate from coming up with Chibi. The fact that they have the Fire Mist to go with it, it allows Rizzo to kind of be aggressive in that regard.
I do want to see Warlord being aggressive because this is one of his signature heroes in MPL Malaysia, but lately he hasn't really been all that commanding just yet. It looks like he's being a little bit more passive.
He's actually he's taking so much risk. If you look at Warlord, he actually reveals the bush himself. And Zorn right now with the nice ultimate, but what can he save? Nothing actually. And Sipat comes from the back line. Final slash finds its place. And Beloyski's trying to escape. Chibi finds him in the back line. Look at Nails trying to escape, and he does escape. Look at the ultimate flicker penalty zone committed, and Chibi is just out. Luke is here. No one have to be worried. Geek fam gets back on top.
Great play coming out from Geek Fam actually for the counter. I would say the homeboys, nice jump coming out from Sepat, but that kind of, that was an overextension coming out from Chibi. Surely he did take out Baloy, but Baloy is just a roamer. Not much value in that kill, and then he gets taken out. Now the Lord gonna be controlled by Geek Fam.
Yeah, knowing that Chibi cannot be here, they have to take their chances on that retribution battle. But look who's gonna get it. Who's gonna get it? There's so much time for the Nolan to get it. And Zorn right now, he doesn't have a flicker. He goes down, Marky with the damage. And Sipa cannot do anything but to dash around. He has to only dash around. Double kill. There's also a triple kill. A triple kill is here. He survive. No way. Rezo finds his place, finds his position, and finds that kill shut down for
God,
Team
Baloy.
Homeboys. What a magnificent team fight.
Let me just say, Wolf, what is Baloy on? Is it just because he's in the Philippines? Usually we see the KDA reverse like 0-7 and perhaps 2, but this is 0-2 and 7. Baloyski is stepping up.
Chicken Joy buff.
The what?
Chicken Joy buff.
Chicken Joy buff?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh.
Look at it. Okay, so you will only see what he did to save Nael as a very simple thing. He stunned the Joy.
I would say the entire game he's been saving a lot of his teammates.
Exactly. But that stun and the Joy is so important because it means that you cannot refresh your dash. So there's a little bit of timing to go with it. You don't just mindlessly stun the Joy. Because the Joy has CC immunity, it can refresh the dash. Even the Ruby can be used as a dash refresher, right?
Oh,
so that was very smart from Baloy.
Beloyski finds Chibi, but Chibi now is dancing around, electrifying beats. But here comes Zorn, and here goes Luke. Will Luke go away? He's going away, but just in a really slow matter of time until Luke goes down. Sipat uses his flicker, and Nail is just waiting until everyone is in the back line. Everyone is injured in the back line. He finds Zorn, and Zorn is out. He finds Zorn, and he also finds the other team players. Chibi is also out. Chibi is also out. The double kills here by PSC. We might see a triple kill, but Nail goes down for Sipat. Sipat doesn't have a flicker, and he now goes down as well. Team Homeboys are facing a trouble. They are now facing the rage of Team Geek Fam. Oh, they are still facing the rage. They are still facing the rage. Oh, you will find him. He will find him. He just have to look right. He have to get this wipe out for Team Geek Fam.
I just gotta say, Warlord has to find a way to reset because throughout this entire match, honestly, the NetherRealm hasn't really been helping out the team because he's always uses it at a very wrong timing and on the wrong people.
And I gotta say, Nael is actually super duper aware of that happening because he actually isolated the guy that's not in the zone of the NetherRealm, then he takes him out.
Oh, Zorn might be the one who is out. He will be getting out of that or not. It's so hard to go out of it. And again, what was that NetherRealm?
Like I said, man, this is Warlord's signature hero, but ever since MPLI, it looks like, I don't know, is something lost in translation within the communication? Because it doesn't look like he's in that great of a shape just yet.
Oh my.
That's quite confusing, Wolf. What do you got to say about that?
There's no way to explain it. I think after the flicker, that was already Geek Fam like very happy because they know that the Grok, damage dealer doesn't have the flicker.
Grok might go away. Luke is here, and no one have used anything except for that hook and except for that Ruby, the signature hero. As you guys said, the Beloyski is special. He is the one who's tasting the most out of it. Zorn is out again and again and again without any trouble to have whatsoever for Team Geek Fam. Team Geek Fam now are just taking that Lord safely. Sapat is here. Maybe Chibi will try to get a steal, but it's too early to go inside that turtle area. Sapat in the back line. Marky is trying to deal a lot of damage, and he does deal a lot of damage. Team Geek just dominated that Lord area.
Yeah, and again, it looks like Homeboys, they're a little bit unsure what they're going to do because I feel like Ryzel is doing something else. Chibi is doing something else. And I feel like Warlord, he was thinking whether he wants to use the Nether Realm or not.
Oh, Chibi finds Nail after he wanted to try to go for an extra purple buff.
That's the thing with the Joy versus Nolan. In the latter portions of the game, it's Joy that has the advantage. Big miss. Coming up, big mistake, I would say. They did take out the Lord, but losing Nail in this push, that means that they might not be able to use the Lord. And I say that because it's Homeboys having the Ixia as well as the Faramis. So they have a lot of wave clear. Without, if it's a -1 situation, nah, Geek Fam is not in a good spot. Fortunately for him, it's still just 14 minutes into the game. He will respawn in time. And look at the lane management coming up from Geek Fam. They're not pushing anything. They're even actually leaving the bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying for a different approach to potentially get inside the base of Homeboys. Now, I kind of feel like I agree with what you're saying. The wave clear is there for Homeboys, but I kind of feel like, Woloyski using the conceal, making sure that Ryzel goes back into the base.
Ryzel needs to find the perfect position just to make this defense work out, but from the back line comes Chibi, and Chibi is looking for Marky. Marky knows that Chibi is looking for him, and Woloyski knows exactly the same thing. Look at Zorn! Look at Ryzel as well, but look also at Luke. They are all now doing more damage than anyone can take. Luke falls down, and there was a massacre. 4 people or 4 players are down. Only Marky is still standing tall. 1 inhibitor turret and a lot of casualties.
With 4 members of Geek Fam falling down, I would say it was successful defense coming in from Homeboys, but we're going to look at an instant replay here, Wolf.
I think what you need to look at for this defense was the positioning and the timing coming out from Ryzel. Ryzel popped his ultimate when there's nobody else that can reach him. And there's the Faramis plus Ixia combo that's very, very scary, as we've seen. And obviously, the second final slash of that team fight, Sepat, was pretty much on point, takes out Nael. And that means that that will be great defense from Homeboys. In fact, that's actually so good that they might have taken the tempo of the game just because of one clash.
Yeah, and now, okay, so we can definitely see the potential for Homeboys to protect the base, and now that the Joy is doing a significant amount of damage, Geek Fam cannot feel comfortable trying to end the game. And we can definitely see this by the movement coming in from Marky, where he's not forcing his position. If he doesn't have to be in front, he will kite back. So this is good coming in from Marky, and I feel like Homeboys should take note. It's not going to be easy to take down this Bruno.
How about that? Catch coming out from Woloyski. I think it was,
dude.
great.
Catching Joy is not the easiest thing in the world. I tried. It's like trying to catch a fly.
Yeah. And that fly is Chibi at this point.
Oh, conceal here from the side of Team Homeboys. They are trying to find any opening. Anything right now would be the fit time, I would say, to do something risky, but Team Homeboys just falls back again.
And I gotta say, this Grok has not been paying dividends for Homeboys. It's definitely, like you said, before the draft started, probably the only not so great pick so far.
It's kind of out of place. That's what I think about it. So, Geek Fam are holding the Lord with Marky. Where is Nael? Into this rock or the bush.
Now they are dancing with the Lord. I would actually say that they are dancing with the odds as well.
But Baloy able to get into the L bush.
No one sees him so far. No one saw him so far. Oh my god, no one saw him so far. Now he goes, and now he takes a path to the backline. But Warlord is activating that Nether Realm, and the burst damage coming from E-Boy. E-Boy trying to take Sapat down. Sapat is just one touch away, and the wild charge happening here. Ryzel manages to make that shot down possible on Marky. Marky falls after a long time. The Lord and the odds go for the side of Team Homeboys.
Well, was that worth it? Like, they expended a lot, but they got Marky.
I think that was worth it for Homeboys for sure, because now they can manage their lanes. Fortunately for Geek Fam, that's a win-win scenario where they have managed to maintain the flow of the minions up top. And that means that even after Marky's death, they can still fight.
Chibi used his electrifying piece
Oh,
just too early.
oh
Will
no.
he be able to make it through? Will he be able to go to the Lord? Or will Nail be able to take it with the Retribution? He does! He does take that Lord, and he also manages to get a kill over to Team Geek
Oh,
Fam. Homeboys,
the
what's going
crossover!
on to the back lines? They are just crumbling down. Zorn is having fun with Luke at this moment, and Chibi is trying to find anything at the back line. Luke is just a matter of time until he falls down, and down he goes.
I would say, man, it's been a while watching Assassins going up against
Exactly,
Assassins.
I know.
I love this 1v1. I mean, sure, everyone else was around, but
Yeah.
let's be real.
Let's be real. Come
They
on.
were. It was a tango.
It was nice to see. Breath of fresh air. I haven't seen that in a very long time, and I'm very happy about that. Homeboys taking out Luke, and also taking out Marky earlier on means that they will not be will be able to defend. Geek Fam, however, they managed to equalize. 19 minutes in, we go for another refresh.
Yeah, and speaking of refresh, I gotta say, while we have the time, I don't care about the KDA, but Luke has been performing phenomenally.
I agree.
A lot of his ult actually hit the right target. We even saw once he was able to catch Chibi that he was unable to dash out of. Real-time win rate right now, it is for Geek Fam. And I gotta say, it's something that Homeboys has to micromanage so many things. The way that Luke has been engaging, the way that Boloisky, in my personal opinion, counter-engaging. They're just waiting for Homeboys to be out of position, and then he just catches them.
Yeah, yet I have that feeling that Team Homeboys will come back once again. Zorn right now, he might use his wild charge, but just too late to use that wild charge. Beloyski is trying to deal, trying to make some crowd control to prevent Sapat from going back, and Team Homeboys manages to go back even though there was a lot of slowdown. What does it take for Team Homeboys to come back to the game mode?
But before that, yeah, so Habibi, let me tell you, there's this thing called the Castle Curse. The moment you say Homeboys could come back, Zorn just ulted into nothing. So
Well,
as commentators,
no.
don't-
I will not let you drag me into your curse.
just
Right?
let's just not talk. The more we say nice about something, the better it gets.
Yeah.
Well, be neutral. Thank you very much.
All right. You know, in order for me to be neutral, I'm gonna say that I kind of feel like Homeboys actually might have the better situation right
Come
now.
on.
No, I'm not.
All
I'm
right,
serious
all right.
because
Got
it's.
it.
I mean, like you would have to spend your ultimate, your penalty zone, for example, onto Ryzel. So that's already a designated job for Luke. At the same time, they have to take care of Chibi. And even as good as Baloyski was landing all of the shots with a "Don't Run, Wolf King," it will expire eventually. And there's still the Faramis ultimate. So what I'm trying to say here is that late game is quote-unquote easier for Homeboys to execute.
Oh, so he does agree with me.
I would say in this kind of situation, the key player is definitely Ryzel. If Geek Fam gets Ryzel, it's basically over for Homeboys.
Yeah.
Oh.
That-
but
that-
but
yeah,
if
that's
Ryzel
true.
made the good setup with Zorn, Team Homeboys will be the one taking it home.
Yep.
Either way, eyes on Ryzel.
Yep. Eyes on Ryzel. Eyes on Luke, actually.
No,
And-
look on eyes.
Look on eyes, eyes on Ryzel, Ryzel on eyes. Better
Eyes
than
look.
great, yeah, dare to be great, or to be better, or what? I don't know.
Oh, look at Zorn taking so much damage.
Oh, Zorn.
This is the Lilia problem that they have to face, but they did force out.
Oh, nail.
Yeah, on the back lines.
You have to just point out that Grok is weak against that magical damage. Grok right now uses the wild charge, but look at the back lines, finds the best targets possible. GB manages to take that Lord
nice
down.
down.
He's now dancing with Nail. He's now taking him down. Luke also will go down. It's just a matter of time until Homeboys come back again to this game. Recall after recall. Luke, it's again a matter of time. There's no way you can go and survive this. E-Boy is now
They
trying to
fight?
get Razor
What?
by Razor.
What?
Oh
Why are
my
they
god.
fighting? What?
Oh my god.
Why are they
Zorn,
fighting?
Zorn. Will he escape? It's impossible. It is
Marky,
impossible. He, Team Homeboys, lose the Lord. But they win the Lord, but they lose that team fight.
Why are they fighting?
I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
What? You should defend Geek Fam. Oh my god.
Black shoes,
Ahoy.
really
No,
fast.
Jimmy!
Oh my god,
What is
Chibi,
happening?
what is this damage?
Hey, don't question it, okay? You're just an analyst. You don't know anything. Don't question it. They're players.
They're actually players, yeah.
They have the heart of a champion. And what does champions do?
What?
They fight.
They fight.
Okay.
They do other things, but fight is one of them.
That's right. But that was massive for homeboys. Like I said, they have the easier late game, I would say. The fact that they're fighting, though, that's actually weird to me, especially after winning the Lord. That means that homeboys will not be able to utilize their Lord.
Yeah.
How many lords
Yeah.
have been wasted so far? Three?
Let's
Three,
see.
right?
Ichni, San, 3.
Three. Sun. Okay. So no one have got any benefit from that lord. So I think at this moment they should just focus on the team fight, right?
Yeah.
Personally, for me, the later the game goes, kills matter more just because of the
Yeah, the
right.
cooldown.
the respawn timer. It's so long at that point. Even if the opponent gets the Lord, who cares?
Yeah.
Just kill them.
Okay, so now we can see the real strength of homeboys composition, that that was already a good play coming out from Geek, from the pinch that was still coming out from Nael. But he looked for the Grok first, which was interesting, and then the Grok got away after the immortality.
Personally, for me, I feel like it's just because he was just there. Might as well
Yep.
just kill him, right?
Yeah, that's true. However, what happened was during the red tree duel, what happened was Nael got stunned up. That's why Chibi got the retribution easily. And that's because of the Lord stun and also the wild charge being it
Actually,
wasn't
no.
available that time, but
Yeah.
but the knockup was important. But the wild charge allowed homeboys to stop Nael for a while and force him to just walk and make the beeline towards the Lord. So what I'm trying to say here is that they forced Nael to be very low in that situation when it comes to HP.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the 25th minute of the game, where at this point the goal lead does not matter. It is all about the positioning around the map. How are you going to set up for these fights? How are you going to set up for the kills? So for homeboys as well as Geek, jungle control, lane control, river control, it's going to be a big point. And Zorn just stole the buff, and you know what? That's worth a recall.
Yeah, that's where they go.
Yeah, I think that the mental games also at some point matter. Look at Beloyski. He might be in the wrong position. He is at the wrong position, but he manages to flicker out of there. Zorn still have his wild... No, he doesn't have his wild shot, but he still have his flicker. He might make a good setup. Just, let's say, few seconds, and everything will clash.
I feel like it's worth it to talk about that Beloyski does not have his flicker as well. So when he's using I'm Offended, it's not going to be dragging the team out that far away.
Oh, homeboys know where Nael is. And the only bad thing about the Stolen actually is you leave tracks behind when you're dashing.
So you kind of know where he's
You
at.
kind of know where he's at, you know?
A reverse Natalia. So now, homeboys as well as Geek Fam, this is waiting for a trigger finger. Who wants to engage first? Usually, those that engage first loses, but somebody goes in.
Oh, look, right now he's final slashed away from his teammates, but he manages to find his way back. The Lord is still
the break
22k away from being took from one of these sides. Geek Fam still keep on dancing with their Lord, dancing with their odds, and it's so far they do look nice. Look at, oh, wild charge. He manages to give some time for Chibi to take down the Lord. The Lord is down. Look at the Nether Realm in the back line. He manages to get his teammates once back on their feet. Team Homeboys right now are trying to escape, but Marky wouldn't let that happen. The double kill is there, and Marky takes Warlord down. Again, 3 are down from Team Geek Fam. Is it a finish? And they use it to its limit. They don't believe in mercy. They haven't showed one. They made Team Geek Fan knows pain.
Homeboys